What is up, my beautiful people? Hope you're having a terrific day. Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Gonna go diving into r/deciding to be better for some stories I'm sure you're gonna love. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I have decided to turn my life around. Hey guys, this is my first post on Reddit. To give some background, I'm 23 years old and have suffered from ADHD, anxiety, and depression for as long as I remember. It took me a long time to acknowledge these issues, thinking I would come off to others as weak or vulnerable, but the denial only led to further repercussions. This sub has helped me see that there are others dealing with the same things. To continue, I suffer from alcohol, gambling, and porn addictions. I've been convicted of 2 DUIs as well as other alcohol-related offenses, lost jobs, and have witnessed relationships in my life fall apart due to my drinking. I've also lost about a total of $30,000 from gambling at local casinos. All of this to say that since around the beginning of 2019, I am fortunately in the process of cutting out bad habits and turning my life around. I have recently enrolled to a new college after dropping out, hoping to graduate next year with an accounting degree and earn my CPA. I've also started a serving job. Some things that I've learned/picked up along the way. 1. Mindset. Sure, hard work and good choices are important to success, but a proper mindset or a belief in yourself is where it all starts. Once I started to believe in myself and my future, I began to take control over my life. 2. Discipline. I used to think that I could get myself right if I was just motivated. And maybe this works for others, but not for someone like myself. Motivation has been a mental state/feeling that comes and goes. However, discipline tackles a problem by consistently working at it, even when you don't feel like it. Whether that is nofap or staying sober, or studying for an exam after a 10-hour work shift, which is easier said than done. But that is the beauty of discipline. It forces you outside of your comfort zone and, in turn, helps you benefit and grow. 3. Lifestyle. The biggest thing that helped me was exercising and eating healthy. Every single day. In doing these 2 things, I've noticed that not only have I lost weight and physically look better, but more importantly, I feel better. CBD oil has helped a ton with my anxiety and depression. Cutting down caffeine has reduced my anxiety, which makes sense since it is a stimulant. I've blacklisted myself from all nearby casinos, deleted my social media apps, and I've started taking cold showers in the morning before I start my day. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but a cold shower has helped my self-discipline and mental strength. 4th, support system. Having family and friends to support me through all of this has been a blessing. At the same time, I have lost a lot of valuable people in my life along the way, and hopefully, I have the opportunity to repair those relationships down the road. It's been 8 months since I took the steps to get better, and I'm extremely proud of where I'm at now. However, I am still dealing with the issues mentioned above. Every day is a battle. I still succumb to old habits and, at times, want to give in to my demons. I'm open to any advice or comments as I continue this journey. Well, OP, the first comment I'd make to you is congratulations, you're doing an awesome job. Addictions are such a pain and a half to overcome, and yet you've managed to get a handle on 3 at the same time. You're doing great. Don't sell yourself short and think that a slip here and there is the end of the world. You don't have to give in to them. You are the master of your impulses and instincts, not your addictions. And I think you realize that. You've taken great strides to get to where you are. The only advice that I would give is to step outside yourself and try and serve others. When you serve others and you're able to pick them up along the way, you find a new sense of support and a new sense of belonging in that you're able to help someone. Step outside that comfort zone. Find some way to give back, to serve someone else in need, or maybe even sponsor someone who's also going through an addiction, and you can be a support for them as well while you're dealing with this yourself. Nonetheless, you are doing a fantastic job. So proud of where you've come. Keep at it, and you've got this. You're learning lessons at 23 that take some people an entire lifetime to master. Congratulations on the success that you're seeing, and please do update with how things are going. We all need a mentor. How life brought me to mine. I read posts every day on social media by people saying, I feel lost, I don't know what to do with my life, I used to be successful, but I don't know what happened. I think I'm depressed, but I don't know who to talk to about it. Every time I read one of those posts, my heart feels a squeeze because I was once where these people are now, and I wish I could give each one of them a hug and tell them it's going to be alright. And it is going to be alright. How do I know it's going to be alright when I don't even know these people? When I was a language teacher's coach, I mentored many of my trainees, people who later became very close friends of mine. What do I mean by mentored? Well, for some, it was getting their teaching career off the ground. For others, it was listening to them talk about the overwhelming challenges they were going through and giving them feedback. And who was mentoring the mentor? Nobody. Because the mentor didn't like showing weakness, and I thought admitting I needed help was weak. Yes, I had to learn the hard way. Many years ago, in typical female fashion, I decided I wanted to lose weight, so I went to a doctor recommended to me by a cousin. I went on a diet he prescribed, and a month later, seeing that I hadn't lost enough weight, he ran tests and informed me my thyroid wasn't working properly, and proceeded to put me on thyroid medicine. I took that drug for over a year. One fine day, I'm teaching my class and I suddenly feel a rush of adrenaline, a cold sweat, and a clear feeling that I was losing my mind and that I had to get out of that classroom as fast as possible. The feeling passed in a couple of minutes, and life went on. That night, I woke up with the feeling of anguish, fear, insanity, and the impulse to run out of the house. And it happened the next day, several times. And every single night after that. I went to see a cardiologist and several general practitioners who found nothing. Weeks passed, and one day, as I was teaching a class, my soul couldn't take any more fear, anxiety, and stress, and I stood in front of my class and said, "You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling well. I don't know what's happening with me, but I haven't slept in weeks because I'm afraid to close my eyes." Words just stumbled out of my mouth, and I told everyone what I had been going through. One of my students must have seen something in my eyes because she passed me a piece of paper and said, "Here, go see this psychiatrist. He got me out of a depression a couple of years ago when I tried to commit suicide. Tell him you're my friend and it's an emergency." I don't know what shocked me more, the matter-of-fact way she just informed all of us about this very personal, painful thing that she'd been through, or that I grabbed that slip of paper like it was a lifeline, or the fact that the glimmer of hope was coming from a young girl at least 20 years younger than I was. The psychiatrist saw me that same afternoon. I sat down among oriental carpets and figures of the Buddha and told him my sad, sad story of craziness. He didn't even blink. He just said, "You're having panic attacks. They're very common, especially because you've been taking thyroid medicine that you probably never needed. I can get rid of those panic attacks in 2 days, but what we have to nip in the bud is that depression you're falling into." At that moment, I felt like a rock had been lifted from my soul. He had me get blood tests to check glucose and thyroid levels, and I was back with my test results a week later. He looked at them and said, "Stop taking the thyroid meds." I asked when I should return for my next visit. He replied, "You don't need therapy, but I need an English teacher. So let's use your time slot for classes." And that's how my psychiatrist turned into my life coach / mentor / student. Our sessions were a mixture of me teaching him English, him teaching me how to meditate, discuss the psychology of the latest movies, and him asking about my job, family, giving me great feedback, and just being my life coach. That's when I realized that everyone needs a life coach, a mentor, someone to bounce ideas off of and talk you off the ledge when you're about to strangle a boyfriend. I survived and I thrived, but I had help. If you feel lost, anxious, depressed, empty, confused, and don't even know where to begin to deal with your feelings, much less overcome them, find a mentor, someone who is more experienced than you, someone whose judgment you trust. It can be a friend, an acquaintance you look up to, a family member, or even a former professor. Some of us find it hard to open up to others about our innermost feelings or pain. So make an effort to get past that discomfort. You will be surprised at what you'll learn about yourself when someone looks at your pain from a different point of view, one that is clearer. I think back to those times when I was able to mentor and guide some of my trainees, and I feel so privileged to have had that opportunity to be a teeny tiny little light in someone's dark path. Wow, OP, that is quite the journey there. And you're absolutely right. Very few people can do life alone. And even then, it's a struggle for them. Everyone can really benefit from the presence of just a mentor or a friend or just someone to help keep them grounded in reality. When you're struggling like that, it is so imperative to have someone by your side that is not enabling those thoughts that can kind of drive anxiety and depression and push you to do something really stupid that you'll regret. Your story is one of so many where people espouse the necessity of just having someone to talk to. And all I can really do in response to this is back up what you were saying about if you feel lost, if you feel anxious or depressed or any of those feelings you described, go get help. There is help out there for you. It doesn't have to be professional. You just need to open up to someone. Thank you, OP, so much for sharing your story, and I really wish you the best with where you're at right now. I'm a lot better, and have a long way to go. November 30th, 2018, I quit drinking and using drugs cold turkey. For the previous 3 years through college, I was a heavy binge drinker, going on benders for a few days at a time until it caught up to me, and I found myself a proper alcoholic at 21 years old. My standard of living and self-respect was non-existent. I slept on a bare mattress on a floor, stopped eating, showering, and doing laundry. I had thoughts of killing myself dozens of times a day. That only went away when I was drunk or on Xanax, or both. I did a lot of incredibly stupid and dangerous things in blackouts that I'm lucky to have survived. I failed all my classes that semester. I hadn't gone to a lecture, done one reading, or turned in a single assignment. My life was consumed by guilt, shame, unbearable emotional and physical pain, and addiction. I felt as though I was a shell of a person, really just doing the bare minimum to stay alive and hide my condition from my family. Fortunately, I still had friends who cared about me, despite all the crap they had to put up with. And after an intervention, I left school to move home and get into recovery. In the last 9-ish months, my life has turned around. Since November 30th, I haven't had a drink, used drugs, or taken a non-prescribed medication. I've completely reorganized my living space and become a very tidy person. I've completed my bachelor's degree. I've started on antidepressants, something I should have done a long time ago. Started pursuing fitness, admittedly on and off, but it's something. Caught the attention of a very pretty girl who loves me very much for reasons I'm still trying to understand. Secured a full-time job in a field I never thought I was talented enough to get into. Found peace of mind, patience, compassion, and a bunch of other crap I thought I was incapable of. And started to become a person that I like and admire. Now that I've gotten this far in the post, I felt like this might come off as bragging, but I'm saying all this because I want other people to know that getting healthy, overcoming depression, anxiety, addiction, whatever, is possible. And it might not be as far away as you think. I never thought in a million years I would feel any other way but miserable. I felt stuck, angry, alone, confused, worthless, all day, every day. There wasn't a waking moment that I didn't hate myself. I felt like I had to tackle all my challenges at once, and it was pointless. Somehow, 9 months later, I'm happy and healthy, and a somewhat productive member of society. What got me this far was the idea that every morning is a brand new chance to be better. If I had a bad day, or skipped the gym, or didn't go to class, or lost my temper, or whatever, I told myself, it's okay. You can try again tomorrow. Knowing that I didn't have to be perfect in this journey and I had basically unlimited chances to try again when I failed is really what got me this far. It's not new, it's not groundbreaking, and it's pretty cliche. But it gave me a lot of comfort and allowed me to be patient with myself as I worked towards changing. Kind of a rant, but hopefully this is helpful to someone. There are a lot of communities on Reddit that have helped restore meaning and discipline in my life, and this website and sub has been a big part of my recovery. Basically, unlimited chances to try again. Man, I love that line. OP, you have come a long way, and in quite a relatively short amount of time. To be able to go from full-on alcoholic and drug user to where you are now is incredible and extremely inspirational to people who might be struggling right now in a similar situation. Your story is one that really deserves to be highlighted. You've come so far, and you should admire yourself, not narcissistically, but look back at where you used to be and take pride in how far you've come. You've done a lot of great things that some people ultimately can never pull off, and you've done so at a really young age too. Congratulations on the success that you're seeing, and thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I truly appreciate all of you who come by the channel and support it every day by watching these videos, the likes, the shares, everything you do. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. Also, check out the channel on social media at the links in the description. Now you go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.